Good morning. It's so cold outside today. And I'm in my shop and trying to warm up. But I'm out here because I am doing a little punch necklace for a client for Valentine's Day. It's so sweet. She emailed me, and her son wanted a little necklace for his girlfriend that had her name punched in it. And I usually do this on spoons, but I also do it on these little metal discs. And I thought I would just show you really quick what I'm doing and how to do it. And it's super easy. I think the hardest part is just getting the materials to do it. So, the tools, excuse me. So, if you ever want something like this for me, just let me know. So what this is just a little disc that I am going to be putting her name on. Ooh, look at that. It's like a mirror. That's kind of cool. Anyway, this is a very heavy metal block. It's early and I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm totally forgetting the name of what this is called, but it's like on the tip of my tongue. I'll remember it in a second. Anyway, and then I have a set. I just pulled out the few I needed for her name, but these are little little stamps that have, you probably can't see it very well, but they've got little letters on the end that are in reverse, because obviously you want them to be right side up or right side, flipped over the right way for when you stamp it. And I'm in my shop because the surface here on the table is really, really solid. And if I do this inside on my table, the table will shake and then it will give it not a clean stamp. So if you ever do this, I would suggest doing it on the ground outside or on like a workbench that has a really solid base. So sorry, it's gonna get loud here for a second, but I'm gonna put the disc on my lathe. No. Forget it, Heidi. Anyway, and her name has 6 letters. So, and I'm looking, see, I only have 5. Oh no, yeah, 6. So I start with the inside in the middle and then work my way to the outside on each end of the name so that I get it centered, and that would be an O. So what you want to do is just line it up very carefully where you want it and hold it with your fingers on the bottom. You don't want to hold it on the top because then it will get wiggly, but hold it on the bottom really tight, like that. I hope you can see that. Just like that at the bottom. And then you're gonna wanna give it one big whack. Not a lot of little ones, just one big whack. Here we go. And don't hit your thumb. And then another, and another. And maybe one another for good measure. And that worked just great. So I don't know if you can see that a little bit. I'll try to twist it around. And then we're gonna fill it in a little bit later with some ink to make it look black. But that's the first one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one. And it takes some practice to get it line, to line them up perfectly. How? Don't do as I do as I say. Oh my gosh, that hurt. Ooh. And it's cold. Ow. Oh, good thing I didn't cuss. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the center this time. Okay, blood, sweat, and tears, man, I'm telling you. There we go. Okay. Let's make sure I spell her name right. BR. O. Okay, let's find the K. Okay. Okay. I crack myself up sometimes. Okay. And maybe don't pull the hammer so far back so that you have more, like, a little bit closer to the head. Okay, let's see. Okay. By the way, I'm spelling Brooke. I hope Brooke is not listening because that would be really bad. I'm sure there are lots of Brooks out there. All right. Okay, one more. The B. The B, the B, the B. Oh, yay, that turned out really great. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. It says Brooke, B-R-O-O-K-E. So now what I'm gonna do is take a good old-fashioned Sharpie, and I prefer one that has a fine tip rather than, yeah, this one is actually better. A fine tip because it's easier to get into the cracks and crevices. And all you're gonna do is color it in and kind of, you know, push in the ink there, and don't worry about getting, you know, not coloring in the lines, so to speak, because you're gonna wipe it off. Move that so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. So I'm just gonna color in here, color in the, and because the tip is, you know, felt, you can just kind of push it in there in the cracks and crevices. And I do a couple letters at a time. And then, pardon my reach here. Oh, I hope my camera doesn't fall over. Okay. There we go. Take a paper towel and you're just gonna wipe it off. And you'll do that a couple times until you get the desired amount of black ink. So I'm gonna do the couple other letters. You know, I saw something really interesting on Facebook the other day. And there is a kit that you can get that allows you to make these with your word of the year. And I don't know about you, but around January 1st, when, you know, New Year's resolutions are really popular, there's a new trend out there that I actually really, really like. And it's finding a word that speaks to you for the year to kind of have be your theme of the year. And I actually did a little online retreat with one of my favorite bloggers who I follow to help me pick out a word that speaks to me spiritually. And mine ended up being the word surrender, which I'll talk about later. But the idea was to take that word and do a stamp like this. So that might be something like you do, or you could do too. So I'm going to go over this a few more times. I won't bore you with my detail, but can you see that it highlights it now a little bit more, and you can see her name? So there you go. It's that simple. And I'm going to add a charm and a couple charms and a chain, and I will take a picture of the final product when I'm done. But anyway, I hope you learned something fun, and like I said, don't hurt your fingers like I did, but have a great day, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you as far as something like this. I do it on vintage spoons. So I had a client actually who sent me an old spoon from her grandmother's silver chest. It was silver plated, but actually works better. than actually sterling silver because it's easier to bend and cut. But and it has a cool patina too. But yeah, and she had a special inscription stamped into the spoon, and then was able to wear that as a memory of her grandma. So that's another fun idea that you guys could do. So anyway, have a great day.